Very moment, the end of an era in Hawaii history is officially flying to a close.
The final Aloha Airlines flight is leaving Maui right now and set to arrive at the Honolulu airport in about 40 minutes.
And that's where we begin our team coverage tonight with KITV's Jody Leong. Jody?
Paula, Sean, I have to tell you, we had lumps in our throats watching as Aloha Airlines employees wrapped up their final moments of employment with the 61-year-old company. We were at the gate when the plane took off for Maui and for the last flight. Also, loyal passengers as well as former Aloha employees were there for the big goodbye. Aloha Airlines ticket agents checked in the last few passengers for the final flight from Honolulu to Maui.
My heart is really heavy, look. My heart is real heavy. This is like our family. The younger ones are like my kids.
We started in our 20s, and now we're in our 40s. And it's sad. We spent a lot of time with each other.
I guess the things that we remember most is the friendship that we created. The people made me stay here 35 years. That's what made me stay here. Yeah.
It's just hard for me to say goodbye to these employees that I've been working with so many years. You know, we're just like family, and you know, we'll never know if we're going to get to see each other again.
Thank you.
Family and friends stopped by for pictures and hugs. Employees cleared out their workspaces and lingered to say goodbye. But most ticket agents and other Aloha employees took the airline's last flight from Honolulu to Maui and back for old time's sake. But emotions were flying high, even as they announced the last boarding call for the final flight.
Charlene, all of our agents here, we do appreciate you flying with us for the past 61 years, and we hope to see you again in the future. Welcome aboard.
Ready? Aloha! If I had a buck for every wonderful comment I had from the community and our passengers, I could buy Aloha Airlines and we could have our jobs still.
Now, we just saw a whole bunch of Aloha Airlines employees arriving here for the arrival of that Maui flight, and we'll be there for that arrival at about 10:35. We'll have that for you on our morning show. Reporting live from Honolulu Airport, Jody Leong, KITV4 Island Television News.
All right, thanks, Jody. Well, earlier today, a bankruptcy judge said he would not stop the airline from ending its passenger service. Outside of court, Aloha President David Banmiller defended the shutdown to a woman who says her husband and son work for Aloha. Banmiller said he tried very hard to save the airline and blamed Go Airlines parent company Mesa Air Group and rising fuel costs.
What matters is the inner island people will have work.
The mathematics don't work.
Mathematics? Screw mathematics. Look at us.
I'm not going to get into divisions of each.
Of course you're not. Of course you're not.
I have talked to probably every airline CEO, many more than you would imagine, foreign and domestic. Every single one took a pass. A couple looked at it very closely. I sat down in the offices of these people. I explained the value of the company. I showed the commercials showing the value of the employees. I said, this makes strategic sense. I didn't get there. You know what the answer was? What are you going to do about Mesa? What are you going to do about fuel? And guess what? We in the industry, we got our own problems. We don't know what we're going to do. So, folks, you haven't seen the end yet. We just happen to be at the beginning. There's other things that are going to happen in this business.
Now, Banmiller also said that Aloha's lawsuit against Go will proceed and that the alleged monetary damages involved will get bigger due to Aloha's shutdown.
Outside that courtroom, hundreds of Aloha employees rallied in a show of support for the troubled airline. Co-workers embraced. Others came and held signs, and many came wearing their uniforms, listening to union leaders and other Aloha employees, all holding out that the shutdown would be temporary.
It's like a tourniquet on a bleeding wound. We got to stop the bleeding right now. That's the time of the shutdown.
Aloha Airlines laid off about 1,900 workers when it announced it was stopping its passenger service.
Well, the airline's last day in business was a chaotic one.
And today the company canceled all outbound flights to the mainland, and that left hundreds of passengers stranded.
KITV's Dekal Geyer continues our team coverage.
The state brought in uniformed and armed sheriffs in case any stranded passengers became too upset and unruly. There was no trouble that we saw. Aloha Airlines agents were doing their jobs professionally, stopping now and then to hug and cry on each other's shoulders. But there were plenty of passengers with tickets on a flight that no longer exists, wondering how to get home to the mainland. A group of cheerleaders from San Diego was in Hawaii for a competition. Now some of them are stuck here.
I'm 15. My parents aren't here. I don't have any money. I don't have a place to stay. There's nothing for me to do.
Hawaiian Airlines is scrambling to add flights. We watched them take over Aloha counters and bring in more ticket agents. Although it helps, it's not enough.
Hawaiian's trying to help us,